Okay, hello guys. My name is Alli Fraser. I'm a double diamond leader with It Works Global. September was my 2-year mark in the business, which is insane because I honestly feel like it's been like 2 months. Like this time goes by so fast in this business because what we do is so much fun. Because of the friendships, because of the self-growth, because of the money, because of the opportunities, because the amount of lives that you are going to change. It flies by. So how I started this business. I was seeing this girl post about making money in the backyard with her dogs. I was semi pissed off. I was like, listen, I'm over here making subs at Subway, getting paid minimum wage, and this girl's making $500 a month from her phone in her backyard. Like, are you kidding me? I reached out to her because I've always struggled with my weight, and I love the idea of this wrap. And I was like, that is so cool. If that really works, I could sell those all day long. I don't know any girl who wouldn't want to tighten, tone, and firm somewhere. And so I reached out to her and she was like, yeah, they're, as a loyal customer, they're $59 a month for 3 months. And I was like, homegirl, I cannot even afford laundry detergent. Like we're borrowing toilet paper. Like I'm so broke right now that like I cannot afford $60. And she was like, well, you should do this business with me. And I'm like, I don't know if you see my like profile picture, but I'm not a size 2. And I mean, I don't know how to contour. I mean, contour wasn't even a thing back then, but okay. Like I was like, nobody's going to want to buy health products from me. And she was like, no, I'll teach you. And I kind of like, was like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. Like I'll think about it. And then not ironically, because there's no such thing as coincidence, I truly believe that I was fired. About 2 weeks after talking to her, I was fired from my full-time job. My horse passed away. He'd been my best friend for 12 years, and they fired me. And because I wanted to stay home for 2 days and mourn the loss of my best friend, and they were like, gotta go. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had $130 from my last paycheck. I took $100 of it and I invested in this business. The first month I was able to make over $200. The second month I was able to go to the car dealership and buy a brand new car and have the payment for it be completely covered by my It Works paycheck. 7 months into this business, I'd earned $3,000 worth of bonuses. I was making around $1,200 a month. I was able to quit my job. I had got a job in the meantime from the last one I've been fired from. I was able to become a stay-at-home dog mom, college kid going to school. And 8 months into this business, we were able to buy 20 acres of land in cash. Y'all. So like I went from not being able to afford toilet paper to being able to pay for 20 acres of land in $100 bills with this business. So there need no be uncertainty because I'm telling you right now, this is as real as it gets. So that's my story, you guys. I do not want to kind of go on and on about my story because it's just like every other story that you hear. Someone who thought they couldn't do it, thought they wouldn't be able to. It wasn't going to make, I didn't have friends on Instagram. I mean, I did have friends, but my friends wanted nothing to do with it. Network marketing wasn't even really a big thing in my hometown. When I first signed up, all my friends thought I was crazy. All my friends told me they didn't want anything to do with it. So it's just kind of like an underdog story. And I'm sure maybe you guys are feeling like that right now. You're feeling like, what are the chances that this actually works for me? Like, what are the chances that 2 years from now I'm making $16,000 a month? I just want you guys to think about that for a minute, okay? Like, really think before I get started. I want every single one of you guys right now to close your eyes, and I can see all of y'all, so I want to see the eyes closed. I'll close them. I want you to picture right now that tomorrow $16,000 got put into your account. And then next month, $20,000 gets put into your account. And the month after that, $21,000 gets put into your account. And 3 months after that, you're making $30,000 a month. What does that feel like? What does that do for your heart? Like, does that not make you want to like run with this business? That not make you, can you imagine what you could do with that much money for not just yourself and not just your family, but the ways that you could give back, the ways that you could like contribute to your community, the ways that you could bless other people because you had been blessed. And that is the reality. The only way to fail in this business is to give up. I'm telling you that right now. The only way you will not become a millionaire with this business is if you quit. So you guys can open your eyes. Let's get started. I'm super pumped. Okay, so the first thing, I know that all of you guys on here are semi-new. So I'm going to go through exactly what you need to know for the next month and a half, okay? Number one, you absolutely need to get a planner / notebook. I understand some of you guys may have $5 in your bank account. You can use computer paper for a couple of days, save up, don't go get Starbucks. Get a planner, you guys. It is one of the best ways that you can invest in yourself, and it is the only way to keep yourself organized because of the amount of apps that you may have on your phone, because of the amount of scrolling you may do on social media. I do not want you to miss one person who says, yeah, I'd be interested in those products, but I can't pay until Friday. Well, you know what? If you don't write that person down, I can promise you right now, you're going to forget about it. And that person, that Friday is going to go by, and you know what? That person may even order from someone else because you didn't follow up with them. So that's, you guys, for the first 2 years in my business, I had a Dollar Tree brand notebook and a really cheap CVS planner, okay? I splurged and I got the Erin Condren. I love it so much. I was able to, because it has a calendar and then it has note pages in the back. So it's super helpful. I think it was $25. Like I said, I splurged. So if you can't afford that, the ones at CVS and Dollar General are just as good. But what I love is that I got this. This has a calendar. And you know what? I'm not someone that needs to write down every second of my life. I don't need to write down when I'm feeding my dogs because I do it the same time every day. But what I do need to know is that, on Friday, I need to follow up with Morgan. Brittany's going to be ordering the greens. Catherine's going to be signing up to join my team. Jade's going to be getting some wraps. Do you guys see how just 5 seconds in the morning I can check what day it is and be like, okay, I know I need to follow up with these 3 people. So make sure 100% that you get a planner. And as far as the notebook goes, I understand right now you probably have talked to 3, 4, 5 people, and you guys are so excited that you have talked to 3 to 5 people that you'll remember their names. You know exactly when they want to order, how they want to order. You know that. But as soon as 5 people turns to 50 people turns to 500 people, I have for the past 2 years I have 4 notebooks filled with names. This is filled with names of people that are going to order or want to order or are planning to order or have already ordered. So that's number one, you guys. Make sure that you get yourselves a planner and a calendar and you make it a habit. It takes 21 days to make a habit. Make a habit that every night before you go to bed, my planner stays by my bed because every night before I go to bed, I make sure that I write down the names of everyone that I talk to, everyone that, if this girl I talked to on Instagram about the fat fighters, I'm going to put her in the potential loyal customers column for Instagram in my notebook. So that's first. Make sure you guys get that done within the next couple of days if you haven't done so already. The second thing that I want to tell you guys before we get into the nitty gritty details of what this business takes to be successful. This is the biggest thing. You guys do not want to start your business making excuses. That is the number one thing that will hurt you. If you start this business and your upline is hey, you know what? I want you to make a list of 5 people that you know who would be interested in losing weight. And you're yeah, okay, well, my cat's sick and I have to walk my giraffe and, the car broke down and my husband's yelling at me. And I'm not saying those aren't legitimate excuses. If your car broke down, if your cat's sick, if your husband's yelling at you, I sincerely apologize that you're going through that. But I'm telling you right now that if you start making excuses, you're going to continue to keep making excuses. And you're going to find yourself in this vicious cycle of making excuses for your business, and then it's never going to get up off the ground. You may make, $100, $200, but I'd like to think that all of you guys are here because you want to make $10,000 a month. That's why I'm here. That's why I was here to begin with. I didn't think it was possible, but if it was, I'm going to do it. Yeah, go ahead, Bailey. I think there's still 60 spots. So the biggest thing, you guys, is that your excitement is what determines your first couple of paychecks. It is a direct correlation. How excited you are equals how much money you're going to make, okay? And so some of you may not be super outgoing or super loud or super in your face like I am. Like, that's just who I am as a person. I can't do anything about it. But some of you guys may be like, wow, this girl's like, no wonder, you know, she's a double diamond. Look at how excited she gets to talk to random strangers on a video conference. But I'm telling you right now that you want to be excited. Even if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know like what's going on. You're like, I just spent $100 and I'm just kind of trying to figure my way out here. Like, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. Just be excited, you guys. And that is one of my biggest tips, because people are going to feed off of your excitement. So when you're excited, I'm telling you right now, I'm the worst person. Sometimes we walk through like Walmart and there was this guy and he was there for like Dish TV, and we have not Dish, we have like something else. And he was so excited. He was so excited about Dish TV. He literally talked me into switching services. And I told Matt when I got home, and Matt had to call and be like, listen, my girlfriend, like, she has no impulse control. We're totally happy with our TV. But it was because he was so excited about this TV that I was just like, yeah, I don't even know what channels I have, but if you're telling me that I can have all those channels, like, sign me up. So it truly is, you guys, when you're talking to people, whether it's in person or on Facebook, or you're writing your posts, or, you know, you're telling your mom, whatever it is, you guys, be excited about it. Because when you're excited, that's going to get other people excited, and that's going to make them want to be like, yeah, all right, like, she's super excited. Like, this seems like a good thing. You know, if you're just like, yeah, I joined this business. It's like on social media and stuff. It's pretty cool. They have some like green stuff. No, nobody is. I know I'm being funny, but nobody is gonna want to buy something. Would you want to buy something from someone that acted like that? I know that I wouldn't. So I'm gonna tell you. I hope that you guys have your pens and your paper ready, because I have the 5 things that you need to know to work your business. This is it. For the past 2 years, I've been doing the same 5 things every single day. And anybody in this business who has made, you know, over $1,000 is going to tell you they do the same 5 things, okay? So these are really the best tips that you're going to find in the simplest way possible to explain them. I know that maybe some of you guys are on some team pages and you're like, I went from checking my Facebook groups like once a month to now I'm like, have to check it every hour, and there's like 100 posts. So I know that if you're new, there's maybe a lot going on. Maybe you're in a chat, maybe you're in a page. I'm not sure. I know there are different teams on here, but I'm going to give you the number 5 things that we do in an easy way to understand them. So the first thing that we do is we post. Okay, I think that is a no-brainer. The reason that you're here, I'm sure, is that because you saw someone's post. You saw someone posting about something. You saw someone talking about this crazy rap thing. You saw someone talking about making money from their phone in a post. So that is the number one thing you guys want to make sure. I know when I first started, I was already posting, you know, 2 or 3 times a week on Instagram. I was already kind of a fan of Instagram. And so I was kind of familiar, but I was just posting things about my life, right? And I was like, all right, now I have to post about products that I haven't gotten yet and money that I haven't made yet. And it's kind of a little bit kind of confusing at first. And you're like, well, what do I post about? The number one thing I tell people is that you want to start off with posting 3 times a day. Okay, I know that maybe for some of you, you're like, yeah, I can do 3 times a day. That's easy. And some of you are like, 3 times a day? I post like 3 times a month, girlfriend. So I'm letting you guys know right now that how I like to teach my new distributors is that you post with breakfast, you post with lunch, and you post with dinner. Okay. And so I'm going to tell you right now the different types of posts that make our business. Okay. So the first type of posting is called lifestyle posting. This is how you're going to attract people to join your team, okay? This is how you're going to get teammates, is by posting about the lifestyle that is It Works. So one of the ways that you guys can do that is you're going to get 4 wraps in your kit. If you sell one of those wraps to your best friend, or you sell one of those wraps to your neighbor, you're going to take a picture of the $25 in cash and you're going to hold it up and be like, Wrap Cash just paid for my gas this week. or Rap Cash just bought me a box of diapers, or Rap Cash just bought me, you know, help pay for our groceries, whatever it is. You guys, the biggest thing I want you to understand is that you may have this idea that, oh, well, Alli makes all this money, so I'm sure that all she has to do is brag about buying 20 acres of land and people automatically want to join her. But I can tell you right now, they don't relate to that. They don't relate to the new car in my driveway. They don't relate to my to my fridge full of groceries. They relate to needing $25 because they can't afford gas. They can relate to needing $25 because they can't pay for diapers. So really, you guys have such an advantage because you're going to start making money and you can start showing your followers, look at, I just made this $25 and it's going to go towards my electric bill. You know what I mean? Look at my first paycheck. Maybe it was only $100, but that's $100 and that's going to cover, you know, half of my cell phone bill, whatever it is. So you want to be talking about Rap Cash? You can talk about, since maybe you haven't made money yet, you can talk about the support of your team. In the world that we live in right now, there's so much negativity. And I know that there are people out there who sometimes have joined this business just for the support. They needed a girl gang. They needed some friends. They needed some uplifting. They needed some boss babes. So talk about the support. That's one of the biggest fears that most people have when they're looking at joining a business like this, is they're afraid, like, am I just going to get thrown to the wolves? Are they going to teach me how to do what they do? Am I just going to be sent a bunch of videos and I'm never going to hear from her again? Like, they don't know. They don't know what to expect, what happens when they join you. So that's what I want you guys to talk about. You can talk about the Rap Cash, the support. Talk about your future, you guys. That is the biggest thing that you can do for your Facebook friends, is talk about your vision and the vision that you have with this business. Because right now, some of them, if you made a status right now and said, I'm going to be a millionaire, I promise you everyone's going to roll their eyes. They're going to be like, what? But if you tell your Facebook timeline every single day for the next 3 years that you're going to be a millionaire, when you become a millionaire, do you guys get what I'm saying there? Like, talk about your future. Talk about that this is going to buy you a new car. Talk about how this is going to pay for your wedding in cash. Even if that's 3 years down the road, talk about what this business is going to do for you. You don't have to talk about, you know, oh, I haven't made any money yet, or, oh, I haven't gotten my first paycheck. Talk about what it's going to do for you. Talk about what it's going to do for your family. So that's the lifestyle post. That's going to help you bring in distributors. The next thing, you guys, is a product post, okay? So these are the before and after pictures you see. That's considered a product post. A picture of someone holding the product, for example, you know, what do I have over here? Someone taking a selfie with an essential oil and being like, I love this essential oil so much. Most of you guys should be, Jade has a team page called Posts for Customers. If you're not in there, please let your enroller know that you want to be added in there. And there's tons of pictures of people holding the products with the testimonies. Also, you want to make sure as soon as you get your kit, you put a wrap on and you take a picture and you're like, yeah, I'm doing this crazy wrap thing. This is so great. This is so exciting. People want to know that you use the products. You have to be a product of the product, okay? Because people aren't going to buy from you if you're constantly trying to talk them into selling something, but you don't have your own results, or you don't have excitement about the products. That was the biggest thing for me, is I took that wrap off for the first time and I almost passed out because my results, I was like, no way. Like, there's no way that, like, I couldn't even believe my eyes. And I'm pretty sure that's how everybody feels when they do a wrap, is their first wrap. They're like, what just happened to my body? How did that even work? So that kind of goes into the excitement part. So before and afters, holding the products, and pictures of the products, you guys. There are just tons floating around. Many of you guys have an enroller. So if you don't have any, you can ask the person that you signed up with, or your diamond upline, or post on any page you're a part of and be like, can you guys put some pictures in the comments of some products so I have some to use? So my one tip also, you guys, is that you want to stay away. Let me pull it up so I can show you guys an example. You want to stay away from the black, green, and bling spam, okay? You want to stay away from it. It is the worst thing that you could do for your social media. So I'm just typing into Google, It Works products, okay? Let's just see what shows up. Let's see. Do you guys see how like spammy that looks? I can't. It literally gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, that is no different than posting, like being on like the QVC channel. Like where you're just like, buy my stuff, like all over their timeline. That's not what we want to do. We don't want to look like we're going on Google, typing in It Works products and posting those pictures. So the best way, really the best thing for you guys to do is to ask your team, ask your leader, hey, do you have some pictures of the Confianza that you could send me? Hey, do you have some pictures of the shake? Whatever it is, you guys, there are so many bajillions of pictures floating around that are good quality pictures for your Instagram. And that kind of goes into, you want people to look at your Instagram and not be like, oh my gosh, is this girl trying to sell me something? So I'm just gonna show you mine, just as an example, just so that you guys can see it. So if you look at yes, she has the long hair. And, you can scroll through my pictures and, there are the greens over there. But my profile doesn't look spammy. If someone clicked on it, they wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, like, oh no, I'm unfollowing her ASAP. So that's the number one thing, you guys. When you're posting on Instagram, you want to make sure that you're taking bright, crisp pictures, okay? So I don't want you to take a picture in your bedroom where the lights aren't on and you can't see 2 feet in front of you and you think you're gonna post pictures of the fat fighters. I want you to walk to the other side of your house, pull the blinds up, stand in front of the window where the sun is shining through, and I want you to take a picture there instead of in your room under a blanket where the quality is terrible, and all that stuff. So we have life posts, we have life posts, product posts. We also have Instagram stories. Now, this is new, you guys, but those poll options, I'm sure you guys have seen them, are just, my business is booming because Instagram added polls to its story option. So what you can do is you can ask, once again, you could ask, your leader for a picture of the hair, skin, and nails. And you can post on your Instagram story and say, who would be interested in growing out their hair 3 to 6 inches? And you can make the options me and send me more info. I don't like to make the option no because I don't want people to tell me no. So I make the option like more info or sign me up. And people will vote, and everybody that votes, you can send them a message and be like, hey girl, I saw you voted on my poll. Like, are you interested in growing your hair out? And she's going to be like, yeah, I'm so interested in that. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, awesome. Like, and you're going to explain what hair, skin, and nails does. So Instagram stories are huge. Make sure that you're not just using them for your business though. Make sure that you're using Instagram stories when you're chasing your dogs around the backyard, or you made something yummy for dinner, or something's good on Netflix, something like that. So that leads me to my last type of post, is the non-It Works post, okay? And this is where I think some people go wrong when they first start, is that they're so excited and they're so eager that all they do is post It Works. And essentially they're flooding everybody's timelines, and they go from seeing pictures of your kids or your dog or you and your boyfriend out to eat or what you made for dinner to all of a sudden now all you're posting about is these health products. And they're like, what happened? Like, I followed Lindsay because I wanted to follow Lindsay, like not because I wanted her to sell me all of her stuff. So you have to make sure that you're adding in posts that talk about you, that talk about, even if it's something as simple as, me and my boyfriend went out for dinner at Texas Roadhouse. Who else loves those rolls or whatever, like stuff like that is going to allow your followers to learn more about you. So lifestyle posts, product posts, non-It Works posts, making sure that you're doing those, such as posts about food, family, your dream house, your dream vacation, and making sure that you're adding value into people's lives. You don't want to be on social media and just be like, me, 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 me. Because when you do that, you're turning people off, because people, for example, I just did a Facebook post asking, which one has to go. Could you live without Wi-Fi, coffee, your cell phone, TV, or makeup? And everybody's commenting on it, and they're having fun, and they feel like they're like playing a game on my status, trying to, like, oh, well, I'd give up coffee because I can live without that. So making sure that you guys are adding posts that add value. So that's posting. There you go. That's all we do. We post about the products, we post about the opportunity, we post about ourselves, and we use Insta stories to help promote our business and teach our followers about us. So we got those down. The second thing that you guys want to do as far as working your business is expanding your market, okay? And so I'm going to explain something because I know that many of you guys are new. There are two different types of markets in network marketing. We have what you call your warm market. That's going to be your friends, your family, your mailman, your best friend, your college roommate, your brother's girlfriend. Those are going to be like your family and friends. They're your warm market because they're close to you, okay? And then you have your cold market. Your cold market is your Instagram followers who you like don't really have a clue who they are, how they got on your Instagram, but you guys have been following each other since high school. And, she has a really cute dog that you just love, and she likes all your posts. Like, that is your cold market. Not complete strangers, not people that like, you've never talked to before, but people that you kind of interact with, but not really. And I'm going to tell you guys what you guys are doing right now, what many of you guys are doing right now, which is exactly what you need to be doing, is you're going through your warm market. You're texting your mom, you're texting your sister, you're texting your college roommate, you're asking the people that are close to you, okay? And so that's awesome. But the truth of the matter is that's going to run out. And I don't say that to scare you, okay? Because your warm market continues to grow. I mean, there are still people that I went to high school with that I talked to about this business 2 years ago that still ask me questions. They haven't joined. It's been 2 years, but they're still asking me questions. So your warm market's always growing, but there's going to come a time around like the end of your first month, beginning of your second month, where you're like, all right, I messaged all my friends, all my family. They either joined or said no, like not right now. So what do I do now? And you're going to find yourself in this like, what I call it is like this lull, like this in between, because you're like, great, I just signed 10 loyal customers of all my family, my warm market, but now I have to figure out how to get strangers that on Instagram to sign up and buy my products. Like, there's going to be this in between room. And so what I'm going to urge you guys to do is that while you're enrolling and educating and talking to your warm market, that you're also working on your cold market. And I'm going to talk about how we do that as far as interacting, and so I'll go over that after. But essentially, that's what you guys want to do. So I'm going to tell you right now how to expand your cold market, okay? The first thing that you want to do on Facebook is you want to go through your friends. Like, for example, I would go to my college roommate's Facebook, and I click on her friends. And when I click on her friends, it's going to pop up and say suggestions. And I'm going to go to her suggestions, and I'm going to send out 15 friend requests, because chances are we have 2 or 3 mutual friends, maybe, and I'm going to send out a ton of Facebook friend requests to my friends' suggested friends. Does that make sense? Can I get a yes, just so I know that I'm not like, okay. So you're going to go to your friend's Facebook, or, your softball coach's Facebook, or that random person in college that you met at a party one night, and you're just going to go to their Facebook, you're going to click on their friends, and you're going to start following their suggested friends, okay? This is so important, so hear me out. Make sure that you are not following friends from another It Works Distributors friends list, because you will be in a lot of trouble, especially because I'm telling every one of you right now. Make sure that when you're going to add new friends, you're not adding friends from your your upline or your teammates, or because I'm sure some of you guys have started sending friend requests to your team, which is awesome. Just make sure you're not following their friends, because it's just super against the rules. We don't do that. So also on Facebook, join Facebook groups, okay? And I'm going to tell you how to do this. If you're into dogs, go type in like German Shepherd groups If you have a German Shepherd. If you're into horses, go type in horse advice. If you like Jeeps, type in, you know, girls that drive Jeeps group, something. There are groups for everything on social media. In fact, I just joined one the other day about owning mini pigs. And I definitely don't have mini pigs, and I don't have any, don't really think I'll ever have a mini pig, but I just think mini pigs are so cool that I joined this group. And so they started talking and posting pictures of their mini pigs. And I'm like, hey, that is so cool. So I comment, I'm like, wow, girl, your mini pig is so cute. Like, I love that. I love that it wears a bow. And I sent her a friend request. Okay. Do not, I repeat, do not go into Facebook groups and start blowing up the Facebook group with buy my stuff, join my team, I'm an It Works distributor, who wants hair, skin, and nails. You will get kicked out. You will give us network marketers a bad name, and it's just not what you want to do, okay? Do not post about your business and products in Facebook groups. Use them to make new friends, to connect with people, and then to send them friend requests. So that's for Facebook. For Instagram, how you expand your market is hashtags. I'm a huge fan of hashtags, you guys. There can be, you know, you can, if you are like you love coffee, right? You're just someone that just loves coffee. Type in, you know, hashtag like second coffee of the day. Like, get creative with hashtags. That's what I do. Or, you know, if you're a dog mom, type in hashtag dog mom probs or whatever it is. Okay. So just be creative with the hashtags. But excuse me, if you type in those hashtags, what's going to happen is that you're going to find people that have stuff in common with you. You're going to find people that, oh, wow, you know, she has a pit bull too. Well, I have 4 pit bulls, so we can definitely like relate on that level. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can, yeah, that's smart too, to create a hashtag like for yourself. Mine's hashtag Mrs. Degree. Anytime I post something that I made off Pinterest, I use the hashtag Mrs. Degree. And now all my friends, like, whenever I'm like texting them, they'll be like, hashtag Mrs. Degree. And I'm like, yeah, but it was really good. So holla. That is so cute. I love that. It is smart because then every time you use a hashtag, you can click on the hashtag and you can see all of your posts. Smart. So yeah, using hashtags, mutual friends, you guys. If you just started, go through your followers that you have now and, you know, see who posted, scroll down your Instagram timeline and, you know, oh, well, Jessie Bear just posted 3 minutes ago and she has 9 likes. So I know those 9 people have been on Instagram in the last 3 minutes. This girl looks normal, so I'm going to send her. You know, be careful when you're following people, you guys. Don't follow people that are like 13. Don't follow people that maybe don't speak your language. You know, follow people from your friends, so like mutual friends. And also boutique type pages. Here's my advice, you guys. When I first started, I thought it was like this brilliant idea that I was going to go follow like Target on Instagram. And Target has like 17 billion followers on Instagram. And I was like, oh, this is such a smart idea. Look at all these people, like, oh, 2.5 million. So they have literally 30,000 likes. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good idea. That's 30,000 people that I can follow. You guys, I hate to break it to you, but every single type of person follows Target, okay? From 13-year-olds to people in Africa to, you know, people in Russia, places we don't ship to, you know? So I like to find, you know, like I follow this really cute clothing boutique in Texas. And it has, you know, 15,000 followers. It's these 2 girls. They run this boutique, really cute clothes. All of the people that follow them are people that I would want to talk to, people that I think would be interested in this business. So that's another way that you can expand your market. So your goal, you guys, is you want to be, you know, sending out between 10 and 20 Facebook friend requests a day and between 50 and 100 Instagram follows. Okay. So you want to be following 50 to 100 people. And here's the deal, you guys. Sometimes when I first started this business, I was so straight out. I had so much going on that I couldn't just like sit down and follow that many people at once. So what I did every single night is that before I went to bed at night, instead of watching Netflix or instead of scrolling through Facebook or instead of wasting my time from 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock in the morning, I would work my business and I would follow 100 people. I would send out my Facebook requests. I would send out 100 messages on Instagram. This was before like you could get blocked. But so if you guys feel like during the day, you know, do as much as you can with the 5 minutes you have walking to your car, you know, from class, or the 10 minutes that you have, you know, but before you have to walk into work. Do what you can with the 5 and 10 minutes throughout the day. Charlie's. But make sure you're posting throughout the day, but everything else can really be done at night. Like if you do not have time to send out 100 messages at lunchtime, make sure that before you go to bed at night, you're going to send out messages. So we post, we expand our markets. We've got it. We've got those two down. You guys, let me just, everybody shake your heads and let me know that, yep. Okay, Allie, we understand. Yep. Those make sense. Okay, good. Good. All right. Now, number 3, we interact. This was not a thing when I started, and I'm going to tell you guys why. When I started 2 years ago, there was no such thing as a Facebook algorithm. There was no such thing as an Instagram algorithm. There was no such thing as, you know, posts being ordered for you. It was literally just like who posted. You just went down and you just commented and just like did your thing. But Facebook and Instagram is kind of making it a little bit tricky for us because of the algorithm. So it is super, super important that you're interacting, okay? Whitney said last night on a training that we did, which I love so much, she said you don't want to get caught in the scroll hole. And I know that so many of us get caught scrolling through Facebook, watching those stupid 2-minute videos of a monkey in the streets of, you know, Bangkok handing out money and playing a guitar. Like how many of you guys are guilty of scrolling through Facebook and being like, this is not going to make me any money. I'm literally just watching pointless videos. So what I do, you guys, is that when I scroll through Facebook, I make it a point to comment on every single status, okay? So whether it was someone just announced that they're pregnant, I'll write congratulations, you know, I'm so excited for you. If someone posted about, you know, daylight savings time, I'm like, girl, I'm feeling it over here too. So interacting, you want to make sure that this is social media, and Facebook is going to reward you. And so is Instagram when you're social, when you when you're talking to your followers, when you're connecting with them, when you're interacting with them. So make sure you guys, same thing, you know, throughout the day, if you find that you have 2 minutes while you're, you know, letting your dogs out before you go to work, scroll and comment on 10 Facebook statuses and 10 posts on Instagram, you guys. It's going to help bump your pictures up. It's going to help get your posts seen more. It's going to help, you know, Facebook is going to be like, wow, you know, okay, this girl is interacting. She's posting a lot. People are liking her posts. Like, it's going to help you in the long run. So make sure that you're interacting with people. And that kind of goes into... that kind of goes into interactive posts. For example, you guys, I just did one. I told you guys about on Facebook, but I just did. Charlie's, stop it. I just did one on Facebook, on Instagram, and it was like, would you rather give up ketchup, hot sauce, ranch, or barbecue? And I've literally already had 25 people comment on it and like give their opinions, because apparently everybody has some type of opinion of what type of sauce they couldn't live without. So what that's doing is that for everybody that commented on me on my post, Instagram's going to show them my posts. Like, they're going to be like, wow, okay, so, you know, Brianna commented on Allie's post. She must really like seeing Allie's post. We're going to show her more of Allie's posts. Okay, so interactive ones. Should I interact on people's posts on Instagram that don't follow me? Yeah, you can. You totally can. I just scroll down and I just interact. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're doing. I can find a compliment to give almost anyone. If they're wearing sunglasses, oh my gosh, girl, where'd you get those sunglasses? If they're wearing lipstick, oh my gosh, girl, where did you get that lipstick? If their hair is curled, oh my gosh, I wish I could curl my hair like you. What type of wand do you use? You always want to ask a question, because when you ask a question, they're going to reply back to you. If you just say, so cute dog, they don't have to reply back. Why would they reply back to you being like, your dog's cute? But if you're like, your dog's so cute, where did you get its collar? They're going to be like, oh my gosh, I got its collar at PetSmart, whatever. Okay. So that, one of the other things that you can do is you can go through your Instagram stories up at the top and watch them. And if someone is at getting ice cream, ask them, oh my gosh, that looks so good. Where is that? Where is that? Even if they're like 2,000 miles away, like they're in California and you're in Massachusetts, you can still ask them where they got their ice cream. Like they don't know. So, and that actually sends them a message and ask them, so if I was to send one and say, oh my gosh, girl, your lipstick is so cute, it would send it to her as a message. And then what is going to happen is that, later down the road, when I message her about trying some product, she's going to be like, oh yeah, I remember this girl asked me about my lipstick. So that's a really good tip, you guys. Make sure that you're taking advantage of Instagram stories. So we post, we expand our markets, we interact with people. The next one, you guys, is that we message. And I know that this is kind of different depending on who your leader is, who you are, what the reason you're here for is. I mean, it's different for everyone, but I'm going to tell you guys something. I was like nervous about messaging for like 0.7 seconds. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like what if this person says no? What if they screenshot it and send it to their best friends? What if I did that for about 7 seconds, and then I was like, I'm trying to be a bajillionaire, so I'm going to just go hardcore and message every single Facebook and Instagram friend I have. Like I was literally like, you almost have to put on this like, I'm just going to do it, okay? Because here's the thing. You don't have to message anyone. I'm not your boss. I'm not paying you. I cannot make you do anything. But I'm going to tell you right now, every single one of you guys are eligible right now to make unlimited $100 bonuses. And how you're going to get those customers, especially if your friends and family aren't the most supportive like mine were. Mine were like, I want nothing to do with that. I was like, okay, well, if you don't want nothing to do with that, then I'm going to have to go find some people that want to try these products. So I literally went on Instagram and I messaged every single person that I knew. Every single person, you guys. I messaged them like there was no tomorrow. Like I was just – so that's another thing that we do to grow our businesses. If anyone likes your picture, so say you post a picture of the hair, skin, and nails, okay, and you say – these hair, skin, and nails are so great. I love them so much. If you're my product tester, you can get 40% off, whatever your post says. It can be anything about a product. Everybody that likes it, even if they don't comment, if you get 23 likes, you need to message all those 23 people and be like, hey girl, thanks for the love on my Instagram post. I was wondering if you'd be interested in being a product model for the hair, skin, and nails. Because what you guys have to realize is that as posting is so important to our business, posting is not asking. Okay, so you may think that, oh, my best friend from high school that I haven't talked to in 6 years, she sees my posts all the time. If she was interested, she would ask me. Guess what? She's waiting for you to ask her. I talk to people all the time that are like, I was too nervous to text you. I was too nervous to reach out to you. I'm so glad that you messaged me because I've been meaning to message you, but life has been busy, okay? It is our job to ask people. It is our job to share these products with people. It is not their job to come to you and be like, hey, you just started a new business? Let me spend all of my money on your products. Nobody's going to come to you and say that unless it's like your mom or someone like a really close family friend. But if you reach out to people and be like, hey, listen, I just started this new business. I'm super excited about it. We have these skinny wraps. We have these cleanses. Like, would you be interested? They're going to be like, yeah, okay. You know what? Sure. I'd love more information about it. So, yes. So, you guys want that Christmas cash, okay? 5 customers equals $100. 10 customers equals $200. 15 customers equals $300. You guys, you could go on. I mean, you could get 50 customers, Okay. Like, I mean, you could have unlimited $100 bonuses. Like that does not fire you up for someone who started, and you guys probably, you know, maybe you're struggling financially right now and really couldn't afford to spend $100, but you did it because you were just like, you know, God's pulling on my heart. God's telling me to do this, so I'm going to do it. You joined at the perfect time. You literally have this opportunity in front of you. And our CEO was like, listen, I know you just signed up 3 minutes ago, but like, I'll pay for your whole Christmas if you want me to. Like, you just have to enroll customers. I'll literally pay for your whole Christmas. I'll pay for the tree, the dinner, the presents, the stockings, the money and the gift cards. I'll pay for your whole Christmas. All you got to do is enroll customers. And that fired me up. I would message you guys. I would stay up. I would not sleep. Okay. I'm telling you, I would not sleep. I would follow people on Instagram and message people on Instagram and follow people on Instagram. And sure enough, that's how my paycheck was $200+ the first month that I joined. It was because I literally, as soon as I signed up, I was like, okay, what do I message? What do I say in a message? And who do I message? Like, what do I do? And she was like, all right, just go send this to every single one of your Instagram followers. And I was like, okay. And that's how I signed, I think, between 6 or 8 customers my first month. And they were big customers too. They were bigger orders. So what I want you guys to know about that is that every single one of you has a leader, an upline, an enroller, someone who enrolls you. Ask them, hey, do you have a message that I can send on Instagram? And I know that kind of seems intimidating because you're like, I don't even really maybe know all of these products. But the really cool thing about it is that you don't have to know all the products. Because what you're going to do, you're going to feel like it's a little bit crazy at first, but you're going to have so many screenshots in your phone. So I'm just letting y'all know. Warning right now. You're going to have like unlimited screenshots. Because what you're going to do is you're going to send that message and be like, hey girl, you know, I need a model for my hair, skin, and nails for 3 months. You know, I've been looking at your page. You seem so down to earth. Would you be interested in it? Oh yeah, hold on. I just sent one to, there's a really good one, the cleanse one. Hold on. I'll put it in the, hold on. Brianna, sorry guys. Just because I have your text up first, I'm sending you this. Can you put this in the chat in here? I know she's on here somewhere. So anyway, that's pretty much the gist of messaging, and you are going to have so many conversations and you're not going to know all the products. So what you guys need to understand is that now more than ever, you need to lean on the person that you enrolled with or your leader. I mean, I don't know what all of you guys are going through right now, or, you know, who you signed up with or what they know, whatever, but there's someone out there that can help you have conversations. You just have to ask. And so that is one of the biggest things. I have my new girls sending me screenshots all day long. They're like, okay, well, this person on Instagram asked for more information. What should I send them? And the really cool part about it is that it's not that I'm doing the work for you. I'm showing you how to respond. Well, many of you don't have a marketing background. Many of you guys have never done sales. Many of you guys have never even used your Instagram DMs. So that's the really cool part, is that if you don't know how to have a conversation with someone about our products, ask. Because it really is, getting someone signed up is all in how you word your conversation. It's all in how you explain the products. And one of my favorite things ever is a confused person always says no. Okay? Laura said that. And I love it. A confused person always says no. And what we have a tendency to do when we first start is we just word vomit everywhere. Like, we literally throw up all this information about, like, well, the greens have 52 superfoods and they do all this and it has this not chemical, but it has this like, we want to just like throw up all this information on them because we're so excited, and that's going to confuse them. It's going to overwhelm them, and that's when they're going to tell you no. So please, 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 I'm begging you guys, when you're sending out that message that just got put in the chat, put that in your notes, save it. I had a girl, she's on here, Danielle's on here. She was using that. Literally, it was her 4th day in the business, and she got 4 customers in one day because she was asking for help having the conversations, and I was walking her through them. And because she was posting about the cleanse, and she did an Instagram story about the cleanse, and then she reached out to the people that voted on her poll and reached out to the people that liked her post, and she got 4 customers just because she used that script. But I wrote that script. I've been doing this for 2 years. I know how to have a conversation the same way that your upline, your leader knows how to have a conversation. So I'm not going to go on anymore about that. But the last thing. Oh, yeah. I don't even have that message saved really. If I post about the hair, skin, and nails, like I posted about Chrissy's hair, skin, and nails earlier, and I, got a bunch of likes. So after I get off this, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to send a message and be like, and literally just be like, hey girl, thanks for the love on my post. Are you interested in growing your hair out? ? Or are you interested in growing your hair out? I'd love to give you some more information. You want to stay away from saying, can I, or I'm trying to think of how to word it so that it's not, I'm so used to doing it my way that I'm trying to think of how to word it. You want to be in control of the conversation, okay? So you don't want to be like, when would be, when can you talk? Be like, all right, I have 5 minutes. Can we talk right now? You know what I mean? Like you want to be, yes, thank you. Keep the ball in your court. So you don't want to be like, oh yeah, do you want to try some hair, skin, and nails? You want to be like, hey, listen, I want you to be a product model for me. I'm looking for someone that wants to grow their hair out. Can I send you more information? ? And whenever I say, can I send you more information? They almost always say yes, because what is more information is free. Like, what is it going to hurt them to learn more about our hair, skin, and nails? So we post, we expand our markets, we interact with people, we message, and the fifth one is that we follow up, y'all. This is the most important, really, truly, in your business, okay? And this is why. It takes the average person following up with someone 7 times before they say yes. So guess what? If follow-up Friday is on Friday, that's the day that we follow up with everybody in our notebooks. We call it Follow-Up Friday. If you've been in this business for a month, you've only been in this business for 4 Fridays, which means you've only followed up with them 4 times. Well, if it takes someone an average of following up with someone 7 times and you're a month in and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Everybody's telling me no. People are not responding. People are ignoring my messages. You haven't even followed up with them 7 times. It takes me talking to someone between 3 and 6 months for them to join my team. 3 and 6 months. It takes me of talking to someone once a week, following up with them, asking if they're having questions, getting them on the phone, inviting them to opportunity events that Jade does. It takes me 3 to 6 months on average to sign someone up. So if you've only been in here for 3 days and you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just destined to fail because nobody wants to join my team, holla at me in 6 months, okay? I say that in the nicest way possible. Your success in this business cannot, I repeat, cannot be determined in your first 6 days. And it cannot be determined in your first 6 weeks, okay? This business, the motto of this company is give us 1 year and we'll change your life. If I had only given this business 2 months, I don't know what would have happened, okay? So understand right now what I'm saying is that you need to be looking at your 6-month and 12-month plan. Stop deciding that if you don't get 4 loyal customers or if you don't get your shopping spree that you're going to quit, or if you don't earn 12,000 points and that you're going to quit. I want every single one of you to be like, all right, I signed up like yesterday, so I'm going to give myself a year. It's on your phone. It's not like you guys are like going to a job where you have to clock in. So give yourself a year, you guys. So anyway, back to what I was saying is that we follow up every Friday. This is where the importance of writing the names in your notebook come in, you guys, because the truth of the matter is that when I follow up, for example, like this is so far this month, these are all of the people whose phone numbers I've gotten so far this month. I don't know if you guys can see them, but it's this page and this page, okay? So what happens is Friday, I whip out my notebook. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send this to Hope, going to send this to Holly, going to send this to Caitlin, going to send this to Heather, going to send this to Kelsey. And it's just so organized instead of trying to scroll through my text. And the truth of the matter is you guys, if you do not write your names down, you are going to miss out on customers. I don't care what anybody says. I bet that there's someone on this Zoom right now who has a customer ready to sign up somewhere in their Instagram, but they can't find them because they didn't write them down, and they're so buried in messages that that girl's just sitting there waiting to order, but nobody, and you forgot about her because you didn't write her name down. You do not want to forget about customers, you guys. So make sure that you write everybody down. Let me see. I think that was, I think there may be, yes. Remember what it took for you to join. Remember what it took for you to join. Maybe you joined on a whim and just was like, here's my $100. I'll just join right now. Maybe it took you, I have a girl on my team. She watched me for 15 months. 15 months. She told me no. 15 months I followed up with her and she ignored me. 15 months she didn't answer my text messages. $10 deal, didn't sign up for $10. Told me she couldn't afford $10. I'm going to tell you guys right now, she signed up and she is one of the hardest working teammates that I have. The truth of the matter is that when I asked her for 15 months, it was not her time. It wasn't her time. If she had joined from me begging her to join, she would have joined and done nothing with this business. But for whatever reason, something happened in September. I posted something. God spoke to her or something. And she was like, now is my time. And she joined and she took off. And she's making a very good paycheck for someone who just enrolled. I'll tell you guys that much. So do not get stressed out when people do not join you the first time that you ask. And no is not no. It's not right now. So understand that, you guys. When someone tells you no, okay, no, I have a list in my notebook of people that have told me no, because every 6 months I go through and I remessage them. And I'm like, okay. And guess what? When I remessage them 6 months later, a lot of them join me and buy the products. They just couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford it during Christmas, but once their taxes came back, they could afford it. They couldn't afford it while they were on vacation in Florida with their family, but once they came home and they got a raise at their job, now they can afford it. So those are the 5 things, you guys. We post, we follow and expand our markets, we interact with people, we message, and we follow up. Okay, and so now really quickly, I'm going to go over just 4 other tips, short, quick tips. And while I'm going over them, if you guys, want to ask any questions in the chat, like any questions on something that I didn't cover or something that you want me to go more in depth on, let me know and I'll answer those in the chat. So one of my tips, you guys, is that you want to be coachable. I don't want you guys to ever think or feel like you're back in high school where someone's telling you have to do homework, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, you guys, us leaders, we have busy lives too. We don't just sit here and think of ways to pile on stuff for you guys to do. I don't just sit at home all day thinking, what can I tell my new girls to do so that they are doing something? That's not what I do. If me or your leader, your enroller, if they tell you to go message 20 people, or if they say, hey, let's have a following contest and see who can, follow the most people, it's because it's going to benefit your business. And you're going to find many times in this business, because I still see it all the time, where I see things that are suggested, right? I see someone's like, oh, send this message, it's working for me. And I read the message and I'm like, I would literally never say that. I would never message like that. Guess what? Instead of being closed-minded, I'm like, all right, you know what? I would never do that, but I'm just going to try sending it 20 times. I'm just going to try, because the worst that happens is that it doesn't work, but the best thing that happens is that it does work and it grows my business and it boosts my paycheck. So I want you guys to understand, be coachable, okay? Be ready to be a sponge. Really, that's the best way that I can explain it. So be coachable. If we tell you to do something, it's because it's going to benefit your business. If we tell you to do something, it's because it's going to help you earn money, because it's going to help you grow your potentials list. We do not sit here and think of ways to torture you guys, okay? We do not. We sit here and we think of ways that we did things in the past, and then we make them easier for you, okay? So we take like our mistakes that we made, and we teach you not to do them. We take the things that have worked for us, and we tell you, hey, listen, this really worked for me. This message is, you know what, like that's what I'm telling you guys with the cleanse message, okay? That cleanse message works so good. Yeah, I could keep it to myself. Yeah, I could keep it in my notes and not share it with anyone. But I want to share it with you guys. I want you guys to get cleanse customers. I want you guys to get your shopping spree. I want you guys to get your, $100 bonus. So if I tell you to do something like that, or you see Jade post a training that says, ask for someone's phone number or whatever it is, you're going to see things that maybe seem a little bit out of your comfort zone. But I promise you guys, I have never been so sure of this until after I started my business, but I truly believe that as soon as you step outside of your comfort zone, that is when you're blessed. It's almost like, this is how I think about it. It's almost like God is watching me, and he's like, all right, I know she's nervous. I know she's kind of freaked out. I know that she doesn't want to do this, but if she does it, like I'm going to bless her with a loyal customer. And I swear you guys, sometimes it's like, as soon as I do something that I was super nervous about or super like anxious or dreading, as soon as I step outside of my comfort zone, all of a sudden it's like some random girl off Facebook messages me, and she's like, can I sign up for the hair, skin, and nails? And I'm like, did someone just come to me and sign up and I didn't have to do anything? And I know for a fact, I truly believe that God blesses me every single time I step out of my comfort zone. And I truly believe if you don't believe in God, universe, same thing. So be coachable, immerse yourself. You'll never know all. Okay, I've been in this business for 2 years. I still ask questions. There are still things I do not know the answer to, okay? I could not sit here and recite the compensation plan. I do not know exactly down to every percent how we make money. I'll be honest with you guys, it doesn't affect me. I just know that I make really good money, okay? Same thing with you guys. There are going to be things that are important for you to learn, like what fat fighters do, and there are going to be things that maybe aren't so important, like how do I file taxes, okay? Like we'll worry about filing taxes after you've made enough money that you have to file taxes, okay? So get what I'm saying, you guys. Immerse yourself. Laura said it last night, and I loved it so much. Don't just stick your toes in the water, okay? Because that is, and the way that she said it was just so good. She said, don't post and be like, oh yeah, I'll post and see how it goes, or oh, I'll check the team page maybe and just see what's kind of going on. Like, you want to be so excited, so fired up, so ready. Yeah, can you do it for a minute? Yeah. Hold on, let me unmute you because it was just so good. Like, it was so good that I can't even do it. So, guest speaker, here we go.
Hello. Hang on, this chat is. Allergy season is among us. So basically this was like my biggest aha moment when I got started. Well, not even when I got started, it was 6 months into the business. I had been sitting at Distributor for so long just because I joined this business in a really terrible time in my life, and I made a goal that I just needed to make $200 a month, and that is what would get me from my situation then to where I wanted to be. That would give me just enough to make it. And so I joined in May, and then come September, I got my first $250 check, and it was awesome. And I was just like, this is it. This is everything that I needed. I'm good. And I just stopped working as hard. And that was in September. And so come October, I wasn't even commission qualified, so I didn't get paid. And so in November, when commissions posted and I didn't have a check, I had like this huge breakdown on my bathroom floor, and I just was throwing this huge pity party. And I was just like, basically I was just like, what the heck? Like, what happened? And I realized I got so comfortable, and I realized that not that I didn't take it seriously, I just didn't give it my all. And I was just doing it half-assed because I was comfortable at $200 because that's all I could see myself doing. And so in the middle of like my breakdown, mascara running face, something just snapped in me. And all the leaders on here, or a lot of the girls on my team, have also had this moment. Something just snapped, and all of a sudden it was like just a fire lit inside me, and I sat up and I literally just started writing all over my mirror, like, I am diamond. And mind you, I've never promoted at this point. I've been stuck at Distributor for 6 months. So I wrote it on both of my mirrors. I wrote it on my windows. I put up my charts. I literally went nuts, like absolutely insane. And if somebody would have walked into my room at that moment, like they might have been knocked over, because I was like running all around, like making sure everything was like put up. I had all my volume added up. I literally had everything. And from that moment, I was on every single Zoom. I don't care if it was like 3 a day. I was on every Zoom. I was on YouTube when I wasn't, and I was watching past Zooms. I was doing personal development every single second of every single day. I was on every single Show Me the Money call. I was on every single corp call. I was on every single Hooper call. I was sneaking onto other teams' team calls. I don't know how I did it, but I did. I was sneaking into other teams' pages. Like, I was completely immersed in It Works. And the reason why that's so important is because when you just dip your toes in, and when you just kind of like test the waters, and you're just like slowly, like when it's the first day of summer and it's the first day that the pool opened and the water's so cold, and you just have to like slowly get in, and it sucks because it's so cold, and it takes you longer because your body just takes so long to get used to it. But then when you jump in, it's just like immediate, and you're good. And then you're good the rest of the time. It's the same thing with this business. If you slowly get into it and you're just like, I'm just going to send like a few messages, or I'm just going to like add a few people, or I'll post like once a day, once a week, throw in, like I'll check the team page, like when notifications go off, I guess, like I'll read the chat, but like I'm not messaging in it. You know what I mean? Like, and when you're doing those things, your business is going to suck. And I say that with so much love, but it is, because you're not going to get anywhere. The only way that you are going to be successful is if you take what your leaders are telling you and you're doing it consistently, posting consistently, messaging consistently, following consistently, following up consistently. And when you do it day in and day out, it becomes a habit. And when it's a habit, you become successful. And so until there we go. Until you're completely immersed and you are ready to run, you're going to be stagnant, and you never want to be stagnant. So my advice to you is get on every Zoom that you can. Talk to every leader you can. Utilize your upline. And if they are texting you and you're not like conversing with them and asking them questions and figuring your charts out and figuring out what your goals are, and you're not talking about those things, nothing will ever happen for you. And if you want things to happen, if your goal is $200 a month, $500 a month, $1,000, $2,000, whatever it is, you got to work. And the only way to work is if you just do it. You have to light that fire inside of you, and that all comes from your why. So
that was so good. That just got me like, that was so good. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll mute myself now.
So I'm about to go through, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat, but that leads me to just a quick little point that she said about the team pages and the team chats and using your upline. Be a good teammate, you guys. That is the number one thing that I ask of anybody that joins my team, is that if you see someone got shouted out on the team page for getting a loyal customer, or maybe your team chat, someone asked a question in the team chat, or like she said, immerse yourself and just decide that, like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to half do it. I'm not going to be 50% in and 50% out. I'm just going to go straight in, because that's what's going to make people take you seriously. When you jump in and you're like, I'm going full throttle, even if you don't know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're saying, even if you're still kind of confused about what ThermoFit does, just go all in, because that is what is going to, people are going to feed off that. That's when you do that, people are going to want to join your team. They're going to be so excited about what you're doing, even though they don't know what you're doing. They're going to be like, I want whatever this girl has. Like, I want to be a part of something that she's doing. So there's that. Like she touched on, you guys, YouTube, type in Jade Hooper on YouTube and like hit me up in like 2 months once you finish all of those videos. and then I'll give you some more. But like you guys, when you're driving in the car, when you're doing your makeup, when you're cooking dinner, when you're walking your dogs, instead of watching Netflix or listening to the radio or, you know, whatever you may do in your spare time, playing Candy Crush, put on personal development, type in motivational speeches on YouTube and have it going while you're doing your makeup. That is such a big thing in this business, is that when we start this, and Jade says this, when we start this, we kind of suck. Like, we're kind of so down and out in life. Like, we can't afford, you know, feminine products. We're feeding our dogs ramen noodles. We can't pay our bills. Like, we're fighting with our spouse all the time. Like, we feel like a bad parent. Whatever it is, you guys, when we start this business, we kind of just feel like, you know, I'm just not the best. And it took someone, and me listening to personal development and hearing someone tell me 24/7, you are worth it. Like this little tiny angel in my ear, like, you are worth it. You can do it. You are beautiful. You are strong. And at first I was like, this is so overrated. Like, I can't even believe I'm listening to this. And now I can't live without listening to this. And now all my friends from back home literally are like, are you on? Like, what are you on? Like, how are you so happy all the time? And I'm like, it's not that like I'm so happy. It's that I know that there's so much more out there, and there's so much I can always be growing. I like, if you're not growing, then you're dying. And I know that kind of sounds blunt, but it's true. So the last thing before we get off, and I don't really see any questions in the chat. So, I mean, I know that was a good message. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. So before we hop off, you guys, I just want to talk about what's going on right now and explain to you what is about to happen. So you guys, aside from the Christmas cash, which I know you guys are all super duper, super pumped about, because I'm pumped about, like, that Christmas cash can pay your mortgage. Okay. Like, you could literally get enough $100 bonuses to pay your mortgage this month, to pay your rent. And that's so exciting. So right now, how this business works is that we plant seeds, is what we called it. Okay. Maybe you've heard that on a team page. We're talking about planting. Basically what happens is that you're going to plant all these seeds by sending all of these messages. And we know that not everybody's going to join the first time you ask them. So you're planting these seeds, and you're planting these seeds, and you have to think about it like you have this big field, okay? And you're planting all of these corn seeds. Well, what happens? You don't just put a seed in the ground, and then the next day you walk out and you're like, oh my gosh, I have all this corn. I'm so excited. You have to water it, and you have to make sure that you pick the weeds out, and you have to make sure that it gets sun, and you have to make sure that like an avalanche doesn't ruin it. So it takes some time from the time you plant the seed to the time that you walk out and you have a beautiful cornfield that you can harvest and eat all of your corn or sell your corn and make all your money, okay? And the same thing with our business. So right now, especially with the holidays coming up, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I know that the holidays seem to be stressful. And of course, everybody's looking at paying for Christmas presents and stuff like that. So I want you guys to understand that right now, you want to be getting as many names in your notebook as you possibly can, okay? Don't be so caught up on, you know, oh, I wanted to sign 7 customers today and I didn't. Don't be so caught up on, you know, oh my gosh, I want to get like 110 customers. Like, don't be so caught up in right now actions, and understand that every single name that you get in your notebook will sign up in the next 6 months. You have to, but it's 6 months, you guys, not 6 days, not 6 hours, but every single name that you guys put in your notebook, right now during planting season, I want you to think of your notebook as a cornfield. The more seeds names that you put into your notebook come March, and in February, when everybody like wants to be skinny because it's New Year's Eve, and you know, like New Year's resolutions, or when everybody gets their Christmas money, right? Or how many people on your Facebook and Instagram are gonna get their taxes back? Because I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. This is probably the best advice you'll get from me all night, is that every 99% of your Facebook and Instagram is about to get their taxes back. And I'm not talking about they're going to spend $25 to buy a bottle of Confianza. I'm talking they're going to spend $200, get a weight loss product, get some hair, skin, and nails, getting some facials. They are just going to be like, they are going to spend all, because How many of you guys know that to be true? That when you get your taxes, it's like, okay, I can finally afford to buy a laptop. Or, oh, I can finally afford to go and buy some new bras. Or, oh, I can finally afford to buy my son new shoes, right? And so it's like all the things that you put off the rest of the year, it's like when tax season comes around, you can finally afford those things. We grew up and it was like the tax fairy came. Like we didn't go school shopping in the fall. We went school shopping during tax season because that's when my mom could afford to take us school shopping. So that is what I want you guys to understand. I want you to understand that you're new. I want you to understand that you may feel like you have no clue what you're doing. You just have to hang on to what I'm saying right now and know that even if you feel like, wow, I'm not getting as many customers as I thought I would, or wow, I'm putting in all this time and I feel like I'm not getting anything out of it, you guys. The coolest thing about this business is what we do right now is going to pay us in 3 months. So what you're doing right now, the work, all the names you're getting, all the messages you're sending, all the posts that you're posting, what you're doing right now is going to pay you in January. So think about how cool that is, that everything that you do right now is going to, like a snowball effect. And it's just going to keep going. And that's how we get to incomes of $6,000, $8,000, $12,000, $20,000 a month, is because we started with one customer and one teammate, and it snowballed from all of the seeds we planted. And the only thing we had to do was we just had to keep going. We just couldn't give up. We just couldn't be wishy-washy. We just had to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. And then it started getting bigger and it started getting bigger. And I'm telling you guys right now, the best thing that you could ever do, and I hope that come March, every single one of you is a dominant above making 4 figures a month, because that is possible. I'm telling you right now, in the next 6 months, you could be making $2,000 a month from your phone if you play your cards right. And by that, I mean, you sacrifice half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour of sleep at night to send out 100 more messages, to send out 100 more friend requests, because the work that you put in, the time you sacrifice now is going to come back tenfold. And you're going to look at your paycheck in January, February, and March, and you're literally going to cry because you can't imagine how you just made so much money from your phone. So I am super, super thankful for everybody that hopped on here. I'm going to stop the recording really quick.